When I'm around slow dancing in the dark, don't follow me, you'll end up in my arms. You done made up your mind, I don't need no more signs. We're finally doing Rap God by Eminem. I was supposed to do it last week, but obviously got sidetracked by Dax and Tory Lanez. I made 3 videos in a span of 12 hours, so I was burned out. Appreciate all of y'all, by the way. If you're new here, after this video, consider subscribing. If you've seen previous videos and haven't subscribed yet, don't be that guy and just subscribe. But we're here, the moment of truth. Y'all voted for it, 300 votes, 87% voted for this. Now this is gonna be a long video, but I'm gonna try to keep it under 20, but if it doesn't happen, don't blame me, blame Eminem. All right, let's go.
Look, I was going to go easy on you, not to hurt your feelings.
I can feel it.
It's just a feeling I've got.
We haven't even gotten anywhere, but in case no one ever picked up the fact that he says 6 minutes Slim Shady you're on, song is 6 minutes long, just something a lot of people miss.
I'm beginning to feel like a rap god. All my people from the front to the back now. Now who thinks their arms are long enough to slap box? They said I rap like a robot, so call me rap.
Who thinks your arms are long enough to get at me? My shit's long like Stretch Armstrong. I rap like a robot, so call me Rap Bot.
But for me to rap like a computer must be in my jeans. I got a laptop in my back pocket. My pinnacle off when I hat cock it.
For me to rap like a computer must be in my genes. I got a laptop in my back pocket, literally jeans, but also like DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. The shit is in his genes, his genetic makeup. And also, my pen will go off when I half cock it. Saying his shit is so dangerous, his spit is so dangerous, even at a half cock, like a firearm, the shit's gonna go off. It's one of the biggest safety mechanisms in a firearm is the half cock, so that way that hammer doesn't slap the firing pin and shoot a bullet into your foot or some shit. You know what? Hold up. Ugh. I don't know how good it's gonna show on camera. Look, it's empty, magazine's out. This is a full cock, obviously. It's all the way back, hammer's ready to drop. Bang, right? A half cock is designed so that way, like if my finger slips, the hammer doesn't go all the way back to touch the firing pin. A bullet's not just gonna come flying out that shit. If I'm pulling the trigger and I change my mind, I don't want to blow the dude's head off. Without that safety, that thing's gonna come back and fire a bullet regardless. So I can let go of the trigger and it stops. Anyway, so he's saying even in that half cock position, his shit'll still go off. That's how potent he is.
When I hat cock it, got a fat knock from that rap profit. Made a living and a killing off it. Ever since Bill Clinton was still in office, with Monica Lewinsky filling on his nutsack. I'm an MC, still is honest.
He was talking shit about Bill Clinton all the way back to Marshall Mathers, Slim Shady LP. He got head in the Oral Office. He's saying he's still honest as he was back then, but still as in decent.
This liggity, gibbity, hibbity, hip hop. You don't really want to get into a piss and match with the zappity rap hack and the mac in the back of the yak backpack rap rap yak yak yakity yak nat. Same time I take these lyrical acrobat stunts while I'm practicing math to be able to break a motherfucking table over the back of a couple of faggots and crack it in half. Only real.
Or he caught flack for that faggot reference in 2015, I think, when this album came out. I mean, I get it, but it's also Eminem. Rappity brat packing the Mac in the back of an Acura, Mac as a firearm. Backpack, rap crap, yap yap, yakety yak. As in, yakety yak, don't talk back. Benzino, back in the day, called Eminem Backpack. He would be a backpack rapper if he was black. He's acknowledged the fact that he's white has helped his career, but he's saying at a certain point that stops. He had to be able to withhold and withstand with his talent and with his skill, which he has.
I realized it was ironic. I was under aftermath after the fact. How could I not blow? All I do is drop F-bombs in my wrath of attack rap.
How could he not blow up? All he does is drop F-bombs. He realized during the aftermath of his F-bombs that he was signed to Aftermath.
All I do is drop F-bombs in my wrath of attack rappers are having a rough time period. Here's a maxi pad. It's actually disastrously bad. For the whack while the masterfully constructing this masterpiece.
Rappers are having a rough time period. That's the end of that sentence. They're having a rough time period, as in a rough period, heavy flow. Here's a maxi pad for that shit. It's disastrously bad for the whack that he's able to come with this skill, that he's able to conduct this masterpiece as the rap god. That wordplay though, it's actually disastrously bad for the whack while I'm masterfully conducting this masterpiece as. That's that shit that put me on to Eminem. The fact that he can rhyme like that. Like when I first heard The Way I Am, the first 10 times I heard it, all I paid attention to was the fact he was rhyming every 3 words. I sit back with this pack of zigzags and this bag of this weed that gives me the shit needed to beat the most meat, this MC. So sick. If I try to rhyme like that, that shit would sound forced AF.
All my people from the front to the back now. Let me show you maintaining this shit ain't that hard. Everybody wants the key and the secret to rap immortality like I have got.
Everybody wants the key to this rapping immortality like I have got. Lupe Fiasco has a line like that on one of his mixtape songs called Lupe the Killer. I might react to that if y'all are down for some mixtape loop. He says, people won't believe or achieve how I did it until I leave and I bereave the secrets to my sickness the way I flooded the streets like Venice. Everybody wants the key to rapping immortality like I have got.
Will there be truth for the blueprints? Civil rage and youthful exuberance. Everybody loves to root for a nuisance. Hit the earth like an asteroid, did nothing but shoot for the moon since. Pew, MCs get taken as good.
Simply rage and youthful exuberance. That was basically his entire first 3 albums. And like he said in Killshot, I could still fill a whole page with a 10-year-old rage. Rage and youthful exuberance. Everybody loves to root for a nuisance. I know I was rooting for him while I was listening to that shit in the back of my dad's minivan with it like so low paranoid that hoping he couldn't hear because I wasn't supposed to be listening to Eminem. But my mom let me listen to him on the down low. Hit the earth like an asteroid and did nothing but shoot for the moon since. Literally meaning he had a deep impact on the rap game. Like asteroids leave a deep impact, like the movie Deep Impact about the asteroid.
MCs get taken to school with this music cause I use it as a vehicle to bust the rhyme. Never leave school full of students.
Okay.
Me, I'm a
Such clean double entendre right here. MCs get taken to school with this music. He uses his music as a vehicle to bust a rhyme, like Busta Rhyme. He even says it like Busta Rhyme, the way Busta Rhyme says his own name. The homophone is Busta Rhyme. Now I lead a new school full of students, because he's busting the rhyme and taking all these MCs to school. That part made me rewind it a couple times after the first time I heard it. I was like, God.
Me, I'm a product of Rakim, Lakim, Shabazz, Tupac, W-A-Q, hey, that ring, got it easy, thank you. They got slim to meet Run DMC, induct him into the motherfucking Rockin' Roll Hall of Fame, even though
I forgot what track it was on Get Rich or Die Trying, 50 Cent's album, where he basically says, so you mix some Big and some Pac, put them up in a pot, add a little Big L on top. What the fuck have you got? You got the realest and illest killers tied up in a knot. Saying the same thing here, stirring up all of his musical inspirations who inspired him to be the rapper that he is today. Rakim, Lakim, Shabazz, Tupac, NWA, Ice Cube, Doc, obviously. Thank you, because of you, they got slim. That inspired him to grow up and be in a position to meet Run DMC and induct him to the motherfucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
fucking Rockin' Roll Hall of Fame, even though I walk in the church in person, a ball of flames. Only Hall of Fame I'll be inducted in is the Alcohol of Fame on the wall. You bet.
He's saying he shouldn't be allowed to be presenting this title to Run DMC because of Rev Run, because he'll walk into a church and burst in a ball of flames.
You fags think it's all a game, till I walk a flock of flames. Off a blanket, tell me what in the fuck are you thinking?
You fags think it's all a game till I walk a flock of flame. As in walk a flock of flame, the rapper, but you fags think it's all a game until I walk a flock of flames. And flames is like a derogatory slang word for homosexuals. Walk a flock of flames off of a plank.
Little gay looking boy, so gay I can barely say it with a straight face looking boy. You witnessing a massacre like you're watching a church gathering take place looking boy. Boy,
Yo,
man,
that line.
boy.
First off, the beat change to snap rap. Dun, 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 dun. It was Looking Boy. That was the name of the song. That's why he goes off on the same gay looking boy. I can barely say it with a straight face looking boy. He uses the same rap style and the same type of beat for that rap style to get his point across on that side. You witnessing a massacre like you watching a church gathering take place looking boy. You're witnessing a massacre like you're witnessing the massacre of these rappers, but you're also witnessing a mass, as in Catholic Church, mass, occur, but also a mass occur and a massacre and put them in the same context. And then we're talking about literally like mass shootings. You're witnessing a massacre and a mass occur at the same time. Such a sick line.
You get a thumbs up, pat on the back, and a way to go from your label every day looking boy. Hey looking boy, what you say looking boy? I get a hell yeah from Trey looking boy. I'm a work for everything I have, never asked nobody for shit, get out my face looking boy. Basically boy, you never gonna be capable of keeping up with the same pace looking boy. I'm beginning to feel like a rap god.
So you get a thumbs up and a way to go and a pat on the back from your label every day, as in you're their puppet. You do what they say, they pat you on the back. Me, I get a hell yeah from Dre, because Dre took a chance on him and his controversial style and his controversial lyrics, and he blew up. So he gets a hell yeah. And this is like foreshadowing to the QuickTime rap style that he comes up when he says, basically, boy, you're never gonna be able to keep up with the same pace looking boy. Like, you're never gonna be able to keep up with this pace, not only of my career, but literally of the next verse. So much wordplay, so much double entendre in this song.
The way I'm racing around the track, call me NASCAR. NASCAR. Bailing hard of the trailer park, the white trash guard. Kneel before General Zod, this planet's Krypton. No Asgard, Asgard. So you be Thor, I'll be Odin. Rodin, I'm omnipotent.
Now every hook, he changes it to go into the next verse at the very end, which I think is dope because it keeps the song all sounding like one long verse, even though technically it's not. The way I'm racing around the track, they call me NASCAR. Again, foreshadowing into the next part where he goes in on the double time rap, but racing around the track like the instrumental. Dale Earnhardt of the Trailer Park, the white trash god. So he says the white trash god, and then this whole next section after that white trash god is like, it's all a metaphor to comic books, to DC and Marvel universe. I'm the white trash god, kneel before General Zod, this planet's Krypton, no Asgard. So Krypton is the DC planet that Superman came from, and General Zod was the god of that DC universe, and Asgard is basically Krypton, but in the Marvel universe, and that's where Odin and Thor and all of them are from. So he's saying, kneel before General Zod, this planet is Krypton, no Asgard, because Asgard has nothing to do with Krypton because it's a separate universe of comic books. And then he says, so you'll be Thor and I'll be Odin. Even in the Marvel universe, I'm the god and you're my son. That's so sick to be able to go into that depth. And then you Rodin, I'm omnipotent, as in omnipotent, but he says it in that way so that way it rhymes and the rhyme scheme still matches.
Omnipotent, let off, then I'm reloading immediately with these bombs I'm toting. And I should not be woken. I'm out my ramen noodle. We have nothing in common, poodle. I'm a Doberman. Pinch yourself in the arm and pay homage, pupil.
We have nothing in common. The Doberman was bred as a guard dog, as a military dog, where full-size poodles are nice. They were bred for intelligence. Like, literally the smartest dog breed is a full-size poodle. But he says Doberman, pinch yourself in the arm, as in Doberman pincher. It's a homophone for literally pinch yourself in the arm and pay homage, pupil. Bow down to me. We're pupils, we're both in the rap game, but you need to recognize that I'm the rap god.
My honesty's brutal, but it's honestly futile if I don't utilize what I do, though, for good at least once in a while. So I wanna make sure somewhere in the chicken scratch I scribble and doodle enough rhyme stuff. Maybe try to help get some people through tough times, but I gotta keep a few punchlines just in case, cause even you unsigned rappers are hungry looking at me like it's lunchtime. I know.
Old school Eminem didn't give a fuck. He literally has a song that's called I Just Don't Give a Fuck. That's who he was. But it's honestly futile if I don't utilize what I do, though, for a good at least once in a while. Where he used to not give a fuck and just rap just to get on people's bad side, just to get on under people's skin. Now he's saying, as an adult, as a father, if he doesn't utilize the reach that he has in the world for good at least once in a while, then it's all for nothing. So I want to make sure somewhere in the chicken scratch that I scribble and doodle enough rhymes to maybe help get some people through tough times. Today's Eminem recognizes that he has a responsibility to these kids. Psych. If I were to die murdered in cold blood tomorrow. But then he's saying, don't get it twisted. I'm not getting soft because I know some of you unsigned rappers are looking at me like it's lunchtime.
But I gotta keep a few punchlines just in case, cause even you unsigned rappers are hungry looking at me like it's lunchtime. I know there was a time where one side was king of the underground, but I still rap like I'm on my Pharaoh Munch grind.
So I gotta let you know that I was king of the underground and I'm still on that wave. I'm still on my Pharaoh Munch grind. Pharaoh Munch is like one of the most iconic underground rappers.
Sometimes when you come by, up here with the skin color of mine, you get too big and here it comes trying to censor you like that one line I said. On back from Mathers LP1 without trying to sell. Take 7 kids from Columbine, put them all in a line and an AK-47, a revolver and a 9. See if I get away with it now that I ain't as big as I was, but
because they did censor him, because that was after Columbine had just happened. Maybe like a couple months to a year after, still fresh on everybody's mind. And he said some shit that was definitely not PC at the time. So this is the line right here that they censored him on. The whole Aftermath studio was controversial. They're the ones that signed Marilyn Manson at the same time that they had Eminem. But this is the line. You'll hear it censored right here. I'm back. I'm back.
A revolver, a 9, a Mac 11, and ought to solve the problem of mine. And that's a whole school of bullies shot up all at one time.
See, back then, I take 7 kids from Columbine. That was not allowed to be said right after Columbine happened. I take 7 kids from Columbine, send them all in line at an AK-47, a revolver, a 9, a Mac-11, and then all saw the problem of mine. And that's a whole school of bullies shot up all at one time. Now here we are, 15 years later, and he's acknowledging the fact that he's not as big as he was back in the year 2000. People will let him get away with saying, I'll take 7 kids from Columbine, send them all in line.
Morphing into an immortal coming through the portal. You're stuck in a time warp from 2004. And I don't know what the fuck that you rhyme for. You're pointless as Rapunzel with fucking cornrows, right?
I'm morphing into an immortal coming through the portal. At least in my mind, when I visualized that line. I saw the movie Cabin in the Woods. They're keeping the devil and the evil gods at bay by sacrificing people every year at this cabin in the woods. And he's saying he's coming through the portal. You're stuck in a time warp from 2004 though, like you haven't progressed with music. You're as pointless as Rapunzel with cornrows. Rapunzel being obviously the long hair blonde chick. What the fuck's the point of having long hair if you're gonna cornrow it up?
And I just bought a new ray gun from the future just to come and shoot you like when Fabulous made Ray J mad. His Fab said he looked like a faggot and they was passing into a man, all he KK piano. Man, oh man, that was a 24/7 special on the cable channel. So Ray J went straight to the radio station the very next day. Hey Fab, I'ma kill you.
Like on the piano, singing the Mayweather, singing One Wish, I think. If I had a one wish. It's kind of gay to be singing that song to another dude. On the piano, serenading his ass. Fabulous called out Ray J for that, and Ray J got mad and went on the Breakfast Club and started talking shit like literally the day after.
I'ma kill you. Lyrics coming at you with supersonic speed. You assuming I'm a human, what I gotta do to get it through to you, I'm superhuman in it.
Hold up, we gotta pause. I know that portion went over a lot of people's heads. Lyrics coming at you at supersonic speed, JJ Fad. Summa Luma Duma Luma. JJ Fad was the producer and the artist that made the song Supersonic. 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 He's literally paying homage to JJ Fad, the person who wrote Supersonic, and he's saying he's gonna come at us at supersonic speed. You're assuming I'm human. What do I gotta do to get it through to you? I'm superhuman. That's also a line back to Marshall Mathers LP, I think, when he says, what do I gotta do to get through to you that there ain't nothing I can't take this chainsaw to? My bad, it's not Marshall Mathers, it's Eminem show. Innovative, and I'm made of rubber. Anything you're saying is ricocheting off of me and it'll glue to you. Just like that little kid, like he's like saying like, I'm rubber, you're glue. Anything I'm saying is ricocheting off of me and sticking and gluing to you. I'm devastating to people's careers. More than ever, I'm giving the audience a feeling like it's levitating. I make elevating music. You make elevator music. My shit gets people hyped, gets people up. You make elevator music. That's the shit that they play just to keep people calm in the elevator. Boring as fuck, just like.
Oh, he's too mainstream. Well, that's what they do when they get jealous, they confuse it. It's not hip-hop, it's pop. Cause I found a color way to fuse it. With rock, shock rap, with dot. Don't lose yourself, I make them lose it. Huh?
This is everything that haters have ever said about him. He's too mainstream. He's only popular because he's white. This is pop rap. He made those songs to sell the albums, but the albums are the actual masterpieces themselves. Shock rap with Doc, because it definitely was shock rap at the very beginning. And it still is, I mean, in a lot of sense.
Let me know when it occurs to you while I'm ripping any one of these verses. The verses you, it's curtains, I'm inadvertently hurting you. How many verses I gotta murder to prove that if you were half as nice as songs, you could sacrifice virgins to, school.
Let me know when it occurs to you while I'm ripping any one of these verses that verses you, it's curtains. No matter what you go against me, any verse that I've ever recorded and laid down, you would be curtains, you'd be done. Like, how many verses I gotta murder to prove to you that if you were even half as nice as me, you'd be able to make songs that they sacrifice virgins to. Because back in the day, they would sacrifice virgins, sacrifice animals to make sure to appease the gods and make sure the sun comes up the next day.
School flunky, pill junkie, but look at the accolades, these skills brung me. Full of myself, but still hungry. I bully myself cause I make me do what I put my mind to when I'm a million leagues above you. Ill when I speak in tongues, but it's still tongue-in-cheek, fuck you.
He's going off saying he's a rap god, but also bringing himself back down to earth, saying he's a school flunky, a pill junkie. Ill when I speak in tongues, like all that fast spit that he just did, ill sick with it. but it's still tongue-in-cheek fuck you.
Still tongue-in-cheek, fuck you. I'm drunk, so Satan, take the fucking wheel. I'm asleep in the front seat, pumping heavy D in the boys. Still chunky, but funky.
He says he's drunk. Satan take the wheel. People say, Jesus take the wheel of my life. I let go and let God. He's saying, I let go and let Satan. That's a sick line.
Still chunky but funky. But in my head there's something I can feel tugging and struggling. Angels fight with devils and here's what they want from me. They're asking me to eliminate some of the women hate, but if you take into consideration the bitter hatred I had, then you may be a little patient and more sympathetic to the situation and understand the discrimination.
Eliminate some of the women hate. It's 2018. And he's saying, but if you were to take into consideration the bitter hatred I have toward women, not all women, but specific women, specifically his ex-wife and his mom, you might be a little more sympathetic as to understanding the way that he feels. People are always so quick to judge if it's not something that they want to hear, but they're not so quick to understand why someone feels that way.
But fuck it, like saying in your limits, make lemonade then. But if I can't batter the women, how the fuck am I supposed to make them a cake then? No mistake.
Life handed me these fucked up women in my life. I'm gonna make lemonade by saying what I got to say about them. You make lemonade then. But if I can't batter the women, how the fuck am I supposed to make them a cake then? Another double entendre, homophone wordplay. If I can't batter the women, if I can't beat them up in my lyrics, how am I supposed to bake them a cake then? Literally, cake batter. And these women want money. They want to have their cake and eat it too, but they won't let me use the lyrics I used to get popular, which was to degrade them. It's a double-edged sword.
No mistake, it's a fatal mistake if you think I need to be overseas and take a vacation to trip abroad and make up fall on a face and don't be a retard, be a king. Think not, why be a king when you can be a god?
Yes. It's a fatal mistake if you think I need to be overseas to trip abroad. Like literally trip abroad, like make her fall on her face, but also trip abroad, a homophone for overseas vacationing. Be a king? I think not. Why be a king when you can be a god? That could be homage to the song No Church in the Wild on Kanye Jay-Z collab Watch the Throne, where Frank Ocean is talking about what's a mob to a king, what's a king to a god, and what's a god to a non-believer. So many layers of complexity on this song. I don't even know how long this video is gonna be after I edit. Song is dope, rap god, one of the GOATs. I understand that there's icons in the game. Andre 3000, one of the best lyricists ever, one of the best storytellers ever. Biggie, Tupac, Rakim, MF Doom on the underground side. But to me, Eminem brought the entire package. He brought the controversy. He brought rap into the mainstream. Yes, a lot of it is because he's white, but rap potentially is what it is today. He opened up the whole game, opened up the floodgates. That, plus the fact he's a lyrical genius, plus the fact his rhyme scheme is unmatched, plus the fact his vocabulary is literally unmatched and proven to be unmatched. There's almost no denying. I can definitely understand why arguments would be made for other people, but hey, it's all personal opinion. That's what art is, it's all subjective. Anyway, if y'all made it this far, thanks for being here, thanks for watching. Like if you like the breakdown, thumbs up, leave a comment, we'll just go from there. Appreciate it. Peace.